Welcome! In this video we will go through the chapter called A Mystery Sealed. According to the Dragonflight, or at least the lorebook on the Dragonflight campaign, this is the fourth chapter. Now, like I said, I would be following the order displayed in the lorebook. So before we get into this chapter, let's reflect on what we did in the previous chapter called The Chieftain's Duty. So yeah, once again I will have to refer to Wowpedia for that, because the lorebook has been replaced by a next campaign already, unfortunately. Okay, The Chieftain's Duty. You were informed that Murik in Iskara wanted to speak to you regarding a Tuskar tribe in the Waking Shores. After speaking to Murik, you learned that the Uktulu tribe mysteriously fell out of contact with Iskara in recent weeks. You were tasked with attempting to make contact with them. The standoffish Uktulu tribe rebuffed you and refused to let you speak to their chieftain. To prove yourself worthy of their time, you slayed a powerful Kalashi leader at Scalecracker Keep and brought back proof. You learned that Tutakam, the chieftain and huntsmaster of the Uktulu tribe, has been purposefully withdrawing his guards and refusing to let his hunters venture far. Tutakam dismissed your victory over the Kalashi and retreated to the Atak Hold, leaving you to help the villagers yourself. You salvaged lost trading goods from the shallow river and brought them back to crafter Kulika. She began making weapons for Uktulu's hunters and let you test one of the prototypes. You also helped gather fish from the river for Elder Unujak. You learned that the nearby Kalashi presence has been steadily heating the river, threatening the Uktulu tribe's main food source. After noticing your good deeds, Tutakan revealed that he had been neglecting his duties because his hunting companion, an Otok named Ipko, had recently gone missing along with several others. You helped the chieftain search for Ipko near the Kalashi territory and found her slain. You returned her body to the Tutakan, so that's gotta be to Tutakan. You assisted Tutakan and Elder Unujak in performing a ritual to safeguard Ipko's passage to the ancestors. Distraught with grief, Tutakan left shortly after. Encouraged by Elder Unujak, you found Tutakan at the overlook above the village and offered to help him. He confided in you that he knows he must find a new hunting Otak and take his place as a leader again, but that his grief is preventing him from doing it alone. You brought several of Uktulu's trained Otaks to Tutakam to help him find a new hunting companion. After meeting one that displayed a sense of duty that Tutakan found inspiring, he accepted the Otak as his companion and named it Cheapy. I think that is misspelled, or at least according to Wowpedia. Someone in the village sounded Tutakan's hunting horn. You ventured down from the overlook to investigate and learned that the Kalashi, incensed by your earlier victory, had advanced west to boil the river upstream and finish off the tribe more quickly. Fighting alongside Tutakan and Cheapy, you slayed Zertan the river boiler, the Kalashi leader responsible for Uktulu's troubles. You returned to the village victorious. Tutakan pledged to protect the village once more, promising that trade would resume with Iskara and Uktulu would never endure these troubles again. There we go, that was quite a mouthful. Okay, so back to the chapter called A Mystery Sealed. Now, once again, there are a few things that I must mention, just like in the previous chapter. So, to be able to pick this chapter up, you need to have completed the previous chapters if you go through this campaign for the first time, and you need to be level 70. Now, this requirement also applies when you go through the chapter for a second time, a third time, or any next playthroughs. You also need level 13 renown with the Dragonscale Expedition, so level 13, and that unlocks questline A Mystery Sealed. You gain access to the first chapter of the Dragonscale Expedition's continued adventures. This questline begins with the sealed door, acquired from Naleidea Rivergleam in the Dragonscale Basecamp. Now, if you have completed the campaign, the Dragonflight campaign, for a first time already, you will not have to meet this renown level in order to be eligible to start this chapter. Okay, so now let me think if I'm forgetting to say anything. There's one more thing, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, so the thing I was going to mention is that just like with the Chieftain's Duty chapter, a NPC arrives to give you the quest as soon as you hit Renown 13. So I think, and I quote, this questline begins with the sealed door, which say something else if you go through this chapter for the first time. So yeah, since, well, not since, but this basically is the same idea, or this follows the same idea like the previous chapter. You receive access to this first quest only once when you go through the chapter for the first time. So unfortunately I cannot show you that, but to start this chapter I'm going to well, read it from Wowhead. So once again, thank you for uploading this to Wowhead. Okay, so let's start the chapter. So you receive this quest, the first one, called A New Mystery from Doc Nanners, who arrives, or well, joins you as soon as you hit Renown 13. So yeah, this is Doc Nanners. When you speak to him, so when you are out adventuring, you get... Doc Nanners looks out of breath as he hands you a letter inviting you back to the Dragonscale Expedition Basecamp. He eagerly tries to explain. Sealed door, Titan secrets, yes? Doc Nanners nods excitingly, awaiting your response. So yeah, like I said, that's a quest called, let me just alt-tab, A New Mystery. So yeah, your objective then is to speak with Naleidea Rivergleam in the Dragonscale Basecamp. So, as you saw, I am at the Flight Master and the Innkeepers. Now, to find Naleidea, you head north from the Flight Master, and here you can find Naleidea Rivergleam. Now, once again, I will refer to Wowhead to see what is next. So when you speak to her, she says, "Might I intrigue you with a tale of a mysterious sealed door?" So then that quest is completed, and the next quest is called...
What have you learned lately?
The Sealed Door. So the
Let
Sealed
me
Door
know what you find.
is the second quest in the chapter, but if you have gone through this chapter or the campaign for the first time already, this will be your first quest.
I have answers if you have questions.
The Sealed Door. Our scouts have been combing the Dragon Isles for anything of interest. They've returned much of note, but one discovery stands out amongst the rest. A door. A door forged by the Titans and sealed against the world. No one has yet managed to find their way through to the artifacts that surely lie within. But then, no mystery has endured under the discerning gaze of the reliquary. With the help of the Explorer's League, this challenge will be simple, I am certain. Travel to the Sealed Door in Teldrassus and speak to Naleidea.
Keep an eye out for anything interesting.
Okay, since we have to go to Teldrassus, let me just think. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little shortcut. What is my Hearthstone bound to? Yeah, sure, whatever. I'm going to go to, well, for me, Orgrimmar, since I'm Horde. So I'm gonna teleport to the capital city, go to the portal room, and head for Valdraken. Let me think, what was I? Yeah. I usually take this path to go to Dartmouth Fair, so I tend to target the Thunderbluff portal first. Anyway, Valdraken. Since you have to go to Teldrassus. I'm not sure if it's really much of a shortcut, but I do think, or I like to think that it's more efficient. Right. Now, let's have a look at where we are headed to. Okay, so Naleidea Rivergleam asked to meet her up here. So as you can see, there's no flight point near, at least not that close. So I'm just going to fly there. Come to think of it, I might have done a better job if I went up the spire first, or up the seat of the aspects. And here we are. As you can see, this is a massive door. It's apparently of Titan construct. Could have fooled me, I have no idea what it looks like, but yeah. Okay, so up here we have Naleidea Rivergleam and Toddy Whiskers.
What adventure brings you here? Can I join?
Have you seen the size of this door? And the craftsmanship is just... I mean, look at it! I wonder what's behind it.
Let's get moving. Plenty to be done.
I trust the journey was trivial for one of your capabilities.
I look forward to hearing what you've learned.
Investigate the door. Here we are. If we're going to get past this door, we need to understand who locked it, and how. Take a look around and see if you can find anything that might give us the answers we seek. Search the area for clues.
Remember, there's magic in discovery.
Take a look around. Our investigation is just getting started. Now let me just abandon this quest. Alright, so we are to inspect the broken watcher, inspect the door, and inspect the snapped staff. So let's start with the broken watcher, who has no more arm. Left arm. The top of a staff is known as the finial. It looks like something was on this one at one point. Curious. Okay, inspect the door. Interesting. I don't see an obvious locking mechanism. Titan devices are never that simple though, are they? And last but not least, we have a snapped staff. Now let's face Naleidea so I can see the dialogue. A broken staff? Unfortunate. If these watches were integral to this locking mechanism, we need to find a way to repair or replace this. Now we go back to Naleidea.
Ah, I could use your expertise.
We'll need more to go on than this.
Let me know what you find.
More questions and no answers.
Keep an eye out for anything interesting.
Have you tried knocking? By the Sunwell, Toddy. We'll need to reach outside the Dragonscale Expedition for this one. Can you speak to Coronis? He may know something. Actually, I'm not sure if it's Coronis. Let's go for Coronis.
Have you anything new to research?
Speak to Coronis. The Watchers have observed much over the years. Many of them are lost to the vagaries of time, but we still have Coronis. Speak to Coronis in Valdraken.
I look forward to hearing what you've learned.
Alright, so let's fly back. This time, not gonna, well, set all my heartstones to cooldown. Or send them into cooldown. So once you get back to Valdraken, just going to land here.
Champion, may I have a word with you?
Ignore that. You can find Watcher Coronis on the top of the stairs.
I keep the faith.
Hello, champion, and welcome to Valdraken. How may I aid you? I'm here on behalf of the Dragonscale Expedition. What can you tell me about the Sealed Titan facility near Tierholt?
Stand strong in your convictions.
A sealed Titan facility? I have no knowledge of this. Perhaps the logs were recently restored by the Blue Dragonflight hold some answers. Where was I? Look through those records and see what can be found. We are watchers after all. Okay, so I guess I should have shown you. So this is where we were. We are now headed to this location in the Sapphire Enclave. Okay, once you enter this building, and go to the furthest room, and on your left you can find Watcher Log. So yeah, search the archives for the Watcher Log. That's now completed. Now we are to read the first entry, the second entry and the third entry. The Watcher Log is ancient but intact. Flipping through it, a page catches your eye. Tyr emerged from the facility and immediately turned to the 3 Watchers. From each he commanded them to remove the stones atop their staves and pass them to the draconic denizens at 3 points across the Dragon Isles. They were never to speak of this place, and upon return were to keep watch until their forms turned to dust. The record continues on the following pages. Read the first entry. To the Watcher with the Stone of Vigilance, he directed them to an outpost in the center of the Azure Span, northeast of the Azure Archives. So I think he would refer to Tyr. Second entry. For the Stone of Insight, he guided them to Sar Scaleth, a draconic tower in the Onaran Plains. And then the third entry. The Stone of Judgment found a place in the far north of the Isles, where it rests among those dragons that were long dead. With the removal of the stones, the way was closed. And so I have kept my silence. The only record of this event is found here, if it stands the test of time. The entries end here. Now we take the Watcher Log. Next up we exit the library. And who do you see here? Scale Commander Sarkareth. You won't keep the Titan's secrets from us. The log is ours, and the powers of the Titans will follow. So Teldrin said, Sarkareth is nowhere safe? So yeah, once again a minor character kinda sucker punched us, and well, what was I gonna say? Well, basically used something overpowered to well, in this case, steal the Watcher Log. So yeah, I don't know if you saw any of my other videos, but I kinda well, complained about some minor characters that get abilities to instantly stun you or even kill you, even though they're not really, well, worth that much. The characters, I mean.
Come forward, champion. There is something I wish to share with you.
So yeah, ignore what Alexstrasza said. I'm just going to the top of the tower, because we are now to speak to Naleidea about what we have learned. So, the top of the tower, by which I mean the seat of the aspects. Alright, back to Naleidea. Returned.
I have answers if you have questions.
Fill her in on the log's contents and the daring attack and theft by Sarkareth.
Remember, there's magic in discovery.
An attack by the leader of the Sundered Flame in the heart of Valdragon? Unprecedented and extremely risky. And with the log he stole from you, he'll be on the same path as us? Agreed, we have no time to waste.
Ah, I could use your expertise.
The Sundered Flame won't let us recover these stones without a fight.
I look forward to hearing what you've learned.
Did you have a question? The ruins of Dragonscale.
Keep an eye out for anything interesting.
According to the Watcher's logs, the Stone of Insight can be found in a draconic tower on the river in the center of the Onardan Plains. That should be Dragonscale. Be careful. We can be sure the Sundered Flame won't let us just walk in and take it. Once you get there, rendezvous with Toddy. Then we can retrieve the stone. Meet up with Toddy near Dragonscale in the Onardan Plains.
Let me know what you find.
So the second of the 3 quests that you get is called the Abandoned Outpost.
Remember, there's magic in discovery.
From what you mentioned, it appears the Stone of Vigilance can be found at an abandoned station northeast of the Azure Archives. That must be Zelthrog Outpost. Meet up with me when you arrive, and we can find the stone together. Meet up with Naleidea near Zelthrog Outpost in the Azure Span.
I look forward to hearing what you've learned.
And last quest is called the City of the Dead. An ancient city of the dead can only mean one thing: the veiled ossuary of the coast of northern Taldrassus. It's extensive, remote and hard to approach. The perfect place to hide something. I'm not sure what we'll find there, but you can bet that it won't appreciate our presence. Meet up with Naleidea at the veiled ossuary in Taldrassus.
Let me know what you find.
Okay, so we now get a lot of objectives. So let's go for the veiled ossuary first, since this one is in the same area as we are right now. Okay, so I'm going to follow the waypoint that leads us to the north, slightly northeast. So this is where the veiled ossuary is. As you can see, I have not, I was going to say recovered it, discovered it yet. So yeah, there's no way to take a flight point there just yet. We're gonna have to fly. And with that I get the achievement called Explore Taldrassus. Now we fly up the pick point, no, pick up the flight point and speak with Naleidea Rivergleam.
Have you anything new to research?
Good, you're here. The sooner we begin, the sooner we can leave.
Keep an eye out for anything interesting.
The Judgment of Tyr. Welcome to the Veiled Ossuary. Originally built to house and memorialize the dead. Now the likely location of the stone we've come to call the Judgment of Tyr. We haven't received reports of any overt Sundered Flame presence here, but the expedition has learned that they prefer to strike unawares. Be on your guard. Recover the Judgment of Tyr.
Remember, there's magic in discovery.
This place is unsettling. Let's get started then.
Keep an eye out for anything interesting.
Stay close. I don't believe that the Sundered Flame have left this site unwatched. Oh yeah, you can stealth, but I, well, can as well, I guess. And we get a wandering spirit that accompanies us. In ruins like these, I shudder to think what I might attract with this spell. Be on your guard. Defeat the ambushers. There's 2. Well, that's weird. I thought this had a cooldown. Garrote. And it does now. Okay, well. Always the poisons. There! Follow my familiar. Sadly enough, I do seem to be losing quite a lot of health. I'm gonna have to use CCs. Be wary! The Sundered are watching us. Whoops! That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, this isn't going good. Why isn't this working? Okay, now it is. Oh dear.
Need to target something first.
I wonder if the Standards have any qualms about disturbing their ancestors. No, I'm not sure what happens when I stay behind. But I do seem to need a moment. Let's see what happens and hope that we don't get a quest failed notice. Seems to be going alright. 12k, 12k, 12k. Did I get any new potions? I did. That might come in handy. Okay, let's continue following Naleidea. A little too quiet. Okay. Gonna have to use Vanish here. Where is it? Here it is. And it didn't work. Well, at least we killed one. I did not come prepared, because this one has a 2-minute cooldown. Okay, so I'm guessing they will now attack me on sight. What? All 3 of them again? Okay, that's not good. At least I have my cooldowns again. Why did I use that? I don't know. Okay. So this is updated. Yeah, reach Naleidea. I'm just gonna give it a minute to heal up again, and then going to kill this one because he's going to haunt us anyway. Alright.
I don't have a target.
That's better. And here's her companion. Stone must be somewhere around here. Check the nearby rubble. So as far as I can remember, it should be under this pile of rocks. Though it could be that it's random. There it is. Aha! So we had a... well, what did I... destroy? A destroyed statue, destroyed brazier, destroyed table, and one more thing that I kinda forgot to check what it was. Recover the judgment of Tyr. It's uncomfortable to gaze at directly, as if it's staring right back at you. The stone is ours. Now let's leave this place before the Thunder Flames send any more scouts.
What have you learned lately?
All I ever wanted was to study. Instead, I'm sifting through rubble and getting chased by draconic ghosts.
Remember, there's magic in discovery.
Tyr held this one at point. Incredible.
I look forward to hearing what you've learned.
Finally, the sooner we get out of here, the better. I'll see you at the next site. Alright, and then she teleports away. That would be something that would be convenient for me. Yeah, I think I'm going to once again teleport away, this time to Dalaran. I think that's once again, this is going to be more efficient. Though it won't make that much of a difference, but yeah. Whatever shortens the length of these videos, I guess. These or this video. Right, back to Valdraken. Now we go to the Flight Master. and I am going to fly to the Unarmed Plains. More specifically, I'm going to fly to Tirakai. So this is where the ruins of Zarskeleth are.
The aspects have returned.
Okay, here we go. Now, come to think of it, I did not show you where I started this video from. I'm going to have to think if I'm going to include that or not, because the first quest does tell you to go to the Dragonscale Basecamp, I think. Yeah, it does, so... I guess I could cut it in as well. Anyway, for the remainder of the flight I'm going to stay quiet, because for YouTube I'm going to fast forward this part up until we land. Alright, so we are now at Tirakai, just arriving, and then we go south to meet up with Toddy. What's this? Oh, okay. Well, that's nice. Okay, that's something to do with one of the next patches, so you can ignore that. Okay, Toddy Whiskers.
Well, look what the wind blew in.
You made it! I've quite the mission for you.
Adventure calls, and we will answer.
The inside of Tyr. Do you see Zarskeleth on your way in? Is that ruined tower to the northeast? We've got a bit of a good news, bad news situation there. The good news is the stone's already been found. Bad news is it was found by the Sundered Flame, specifically a magic using Draktyr named Mako. And they're using it to control Gorloks. Did I mention the Draktyr's misuse of the stone drove them mad? Well, good luck. Recover the inside of Tyr.
Can't wait to see what you discover.
Alright, so like she said, the tower is to the northeast of here. So this is the tower she is referring to. So this is Zarskeleth. Now let's follow the waypoint, which is set to the tower itself, but usually the NPC that we have to kill is not inside of the tower itself. So we are to kill or slay a Reclaimer Mako and recover the inside of Tyr. Now let's stealth our way to the character, because I don't fancy killing all of these. And what do you know, he actually might be inside the tower this time. Wait. Someone killed him already? Oh, there he is. Okay. It's the first time I don't find him on this grass. This is pathetic. More! We need more! Yeah, that's why I pickpocket you. Okay, so let's see about... where am I going to fight him? Okay, up here.
Too far away.
Come on. Interloper! Crumble beneath the power of my intellect! Oh yeah, of course. Now these come this way. We're still safe. I did not foresee this. And we got the inside of Tyr. The longer you stare into its heart, the more it seems to shift under your gaze. So we now return to the south west to Toddy.
Go first, but I've got a story after.
Turns out Gorloks don't make for good bodyguards, eh? I wonder how dangerous she could have been if she held on to her sanity.
See you at the next adventure.
You've got it. Don't worry about me. We should be safe to handle. We should be safe to handle it unless we try to do something crazy, like mind controlling little fish monsters.
Can't wait to see what you discover.
And there we go. That was a short one. So for the last one, we go to the Azure Span, more specifically to Zelthrok Outpost. And we meet up with Naleidea. Where was Tiraka? Yeah, over here. Okay, once again I'm going to take flight path. We are going to fly to Camp Antonidas. Okay, once again for this, well, since I'm going to upload this to YouTube, I'm going to stay quiet for the remainder of the flight. And now we can see Camp Antonidas appear. So I've already set my targeted quest to our campaign quest, but I don't have any others. So we are sent to the southeast. A little bit of a fly, a little bit of a, well, I would say trek, but well, take some flying. And we have arrived at Zelthrok Outpost. Over here. So, this place isn't what I expected. Yeah, it seems like a mess.
Ah, I could use your expertise.
I know this place is abandoned, but I didn't think it would be so messy.
Let me know what you find.
The Vigilance of Tyr. Bodies, broken gear, uncontrolled Titan energy. What a disregard for safety and protocol. It looks like they found the stone and it was unstable, bursting into pieces. Fortunately, I'm particularly adept at repairing magical devices. But before I can reform the stone, you need to collect each and every piece. Recover the fragments of the stone.
Keep an eye out for anything interesting.
Okay, so a little something that's nice to know. The first time I went through this chapter, I actually collected all of the other things that I could find easily, and then went and attacked this crystallized horror, which has a massive amount of health. I actually suggest that you start with him. So start by attacking him, and then you'll just, well, automatically collect everything else there is to collect. Alright, so are you mad attacking this thing? Yeah, but he doesn't attack you back. So as you can see, when you attack him, agitated shards appear and items are dropped. So we get agitated fragment, 3 out of 4. A small vibrating fragment of stone. And the item he dropped is called magnetized splinter. We need 6 of those. Small splinter of the full stone. Alright, let's have a look if he dropped any more. And it doesn't seem like it, so we're gonna have to attack him again. Let's use chunk of ice or whatever. Alright. We are attacked by Tarasek scavengers, who will probably drop Tarasek pillaged piece. And we avoid getting hit by that one by just stepping out of the way. And he did not drop a part. Huh, I thought it was 100% drop rate. So, more magnetized splinters. Let me think. Well, yeah, let's attack him a bit more. Did he drop anything else? Nope. Alright. There we go. Drop 2 more items. As well as more agitated shards. Shardlings shards. That's 4 out of 6. Now let's kill this. Whoops. Why? Oh, he dropped something. Okay. Guess I should have stayed away from the tower sec. Well, so we dodged that attack. We still didn't get a Tarasek pillaged piece. That's first. Alright, one more of these items and then we can move on to the next item. I'm going to stop attacking him already. And pick up the last piece. Okay, so now you can see that there is an item over here. If you just zoom out, you can see that there's 2 items to be picked up. I'm gonna start with this one, half-swallowed sliver. And from whom or what do we get it? From the obstructed hornswogg, who is kinda eating something. Actually, it seems like it's in his nostril. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we attack the obstructed hornswogg. Oh no! What's happening? Is somebody there? Help! Come to think of it, that is probably not the sound that or the voice that Tarasek have, but well, it's been too long since I actually heard him speak. Here, take this, but please don't hurt me. So you interact with him and you get half-swallowed sliver. A sliver of stone covered in something foul. So that was a Tarasek hauler. Now we, well, I would say ascend is slow, but basically you have to go for the top of that tower to the east of the hornswogg. And over here on the edge you can find a far-flung fragment. A fragment of the larger stone. So all that remains is to kill more Tarasek to get the Tarasek pillaged pieces. And then we can finish this, well, little part of the quest. I will end you! Or not. Don't get your hopes up, buddy. Ah, there we go. Tarasek pillaged piece. A piece pillaged from the ruins. Your death comes. Okay, back to Naleidea Rivergleam.
What have you learned lately?
I can't believe it. It's all here. Well done.
Let me know what you find.
I'll head back to Basecamp and have my people reconstruct this stone. Don't worry, artifact restoration is our speciality.
I look forward to hearing what you've learned.
Next steps. These stones are an incredible discovery, even if their intended use is never realized. But before we try them out, we have a process to adhere to. They must be examined and catalogued, and reports sent and received to both the Reliquary and Explorer League's headquarters. Let's meet back at Basecamp. We can go over what's next. Meet with Toddy and Naleidea in the Explorer's tent at the Dragonscale Basecamp in the Waking Shores.
Remember, there's magic in discovery.
The stones are ours. Meet us back at the Dragonscale camp when you're ready to talk about what's next. And I wouldn't have minded getting a portal, thank you. Alright, I'm going to take a little shortcut again. Yeah, it's gonna take a lot longer to fly there. Alright. Orgrimmar. Then we go to Valdrakken. Now I'm just going to take a flight to Dragonscale Basecamp, which really shouldn't take that long.
Welcome to the Dragon Isles.
In the meantime, I'm going to abandon this quest again and remain quiet so I can fast forward for YouTube. And here we are already. That really saved us a lot of time. Okay, so this is the tent they were referring to. Explorer's tent. Once you enter... Just the person I wanted to see. We've got the stones. Good for ya. But we've got another wee problem. Those stones were held by watches, placed at specific angles relative to that door. Correct. 2 of the watchers seemed intact enough for our purposes. What shall we do with the 3rd stone? Don't worry, I won't need anything from either of you. Except for a little patience, of course. Once Naleidea and I are finished with our preparations, we'll send word to you. We've come this far together. It's only right that you see this through with us. Then after a bit of dialogue, you speak to Toddy.
Let's see what you've got.
Don't you worry. Show a little patience, I'll get to the bottom of this yet.
See you at the next adventure.
And there we go. Chapter completed. Now, yeah, I was going to say something about... Okay, yeah, I was still thinking. So this little bit of dialogue has nothing to do with this chapter. So yeah, as you saw, a mystery shield has been ticked off. Now, I'm just going to go over here. Why did I... That was weird, okay. I pushed right and my character went left. Anyway, I think it's getting quite late for the game as well. So yeah, now that we have finished this chapter, let's reflect on what we did. So, at the start of this chapter, Naleidea Rivergleam summoned us because the Reliquary and the Dragonscale Expedition had made several discoveries, with a massive Titan door being the most important. She asked us to accompany her in Taldrassus. When we arrived at this massive door, we investigated the area, more specifically the door itself, a Watcher statue and a broken staff piece. The Watcher statue did have a staff, but it seems something used to be on top of it. Not sure on what to make out of all of this, we were asked to speak with Koranus, one of the few remaining Watchers. However, he did not know anything of a Titan door or even a facility in Taldrassus. He did direct us towards the archives of the Blue Dragonflight in Valdrakken to search for a tome. It's confusing to say archives actually, but well. This tome mentioned that the sealed door leads to a Titan facility and that Tyr himself had locked it. He tasked 3 Watchers to remove the orbs on their staff and to hide them all around the Dragon Isles. On the next pages we found information on how to track these orbs down. When we left to return to Naleidea and Toddy, we were ambushed by Scale Commander Sarkareth, the leader of the Sundered Flame. As he was losing the fight, he basically sucker punched us to steal the tome. We informed Naleidea and Toddy about what we had learned and about the ambush. They suspected that the Thunder Flame would probably go for the orbs as well, so we would have to be careful and hurry. Next, we went to all 3 locations: the Veiled Ossuary in Teldrassus, Zarskelet in the the Onaran Plains, and Zelthrog Outpost in the Azure Span. At the Veiled Ossuary, Naleidea summoned a, not sure if it's ghostly pet, but a pet to track the orb down. While doing so, we were ambushed several times by the Thunder Flame. After retrieving the orb from some rubble, we moved on to the next locations. The Thunder Flame had already found the orbs on both locations, but something went horribly wrong. In the Onaran Plains, the members of the Thunder Flame had gone mad, and in the Azure Span, the orb exploded. After killing their field leader in the Onaran Plains and reconstructing the orb in the Azure Span, we regrouped at the Dragonscale Basecamp. Naleidea and Toddy mentioned that we could fit the orb on 2 of the Watchers, but one of the statues was too degraded. Toddy said that she would take care of it. Since the chapter had then ended, that basically left us with a cliffhanger for the next chapter. So yeah, now unfortunately, according to the lore book, the next chapter is not the one that, well, follows or picks up, yeah, where we left off right here. So yeah, the next one, or the 5th chapter, is actually called The Silver Purpose, which is the chapter I referred to on the first video of the Dragonflight campaign. So yeah, that means that in the next video we will go through the Silver Purpose, and we will have to be a little bit more patient, I guess, to see what this leads to, this investigation with the Titan sealed door. Until then, I would like to thank you for watching, and I hope you'll check out my next video as well. See ya!